Welcome to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. I'm your host, and the reigning, defending, undisputed Strongest Style World Heavyweight Champion, the living legend, Logan Hurston. And I'm, of course, joined by my co-host, the Gimmick Killer, Cooper Prater.
Fight until a reasonable hour.
And he is a giant, the perennial Marty Jannetty of the podcast.
Oh,
the man with the combination, the greatest combination of last names in wrestling.
Why you gotta bury my boy like that? Why you gotta bury him?
Mr. Jack Dudley?
I hope I'm only compared to Jannetty in a very few specific ways, and not a sweeping generalization. There are a lot.
One of the ways that you want to be compared to Marty Jannetty.
Not any.
Not
there's some that are worse than others.
No. Well, I'm building up heat, brother. So when Jack finally finishes the story and beats me in a quiz, it's like a grand elation. You know? Also, the tweet of sometimes there is no Jannetty about Aussie Open. It's like, yeah, you think Mark Davis is a Marty Jannetty? Kill yourself. Welcome back to Strongest Style. It has been a I say not crazy week. We've had a world championship change hands, multiple ones. Plus, it is the start of G1 month.
The Grade 1 Climax.
The Grade 1. As we are a Grade 1 podcast, we cover the Grade 1 Climax. And I will say it on air, if I do not watch every single G1 match during this tournament, I will be stripped of the championship, and Cooper and Jack will have a quiz. I have to watch every match before the episodes air.
Wait. There's no way to verify this though.
It's an honor system.
And
you will plus you will tell when I start talking to Jack and be like, yeah, match was good, or some bollocks, you know.
You're gonna try to play it off, and we'll have to determine whether or not you actually watched it on the show.
I mean,
like Logan. Those two guys aren't even in the same block.
I mean, I almost watched them the day one. I'm finishing Tsuji and Takeshita like at the current moment. They're in the finishing stretch here.
Good match.
It was a good match, but I'm gonna be waking up at 5 a.m. like Jack every day. He does this and throwing on. I'm so ready for like bollocks finishes, so these shows aren't too long. Like I'm excited. You know, I'm ready for these Ren Narita matches that go like 5 minutes.
Right. That's how you get. That's the point that you get to when you watch these shows. There's nothing like waking up early for some absolute bullshit in the middle of the tournament where nobody's doing anything interesting and there's only like 1,000 people maybe in the crowd. I remember that one. I always remember the one that I watched when we were coming back from Blood and Guts that one time, and I like woke up early and went to the little balcony of that hotel we were staying at, and
oh yeah, I walked in as you were watching.
You were like, yeah. I was taking it so seriously, and I remember like finishing that show up and just being like looking at my hands like this was not worth the fucking motion sickness and the effort that I put into watching this on the way back. This is not such a bull.
But yeah.
But that's just you have to take it seriously. They will take you seriously back if you take it seriously.
Well, I would go that far.
You'll be a real Shinihon freak.
Like me.
We'll be the only Shinihon freaks after a little while.
We're the last Shinihon freaks. Yeah.
We should make ads for
we can make the
just rip it straight rip off.
Exactly. I would like to formally declare war on Super J-Cast on the Strongest Style. We're coming for you, boys.
Let's go. We're taking it all.
We take it.
I love that fucking solo Sikoa's theme has just become a vocal stim for Jack now. He just can't help himself.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Solo Sikoa, he has now officially dethroned Marina Shafir as the most fucked champion in Fucked Fuckers Pro Wrestling.
Whoa!
I'm sure that Jack Dudley
Let's
would
go!
be thrilled to hear. So
yeah,
unfortunately, the team of Ryusuke Taguchi and Yo are still your twice fucked tag team champions. So
yeah. I would like to hear an update on the other two promotions too, because I realized I think we've done them, but sometimes they've been off air. So this is Cooper's Fire Pro Circle right here. We're going to start this weekly segment to start our shows off to find out what hive mind that Cooper has over there going on those Fire Pros. Like, I don't even want to know. I actually don't want to know what's going on in mine. Cooper told me some bad things last time, but I'm morbidly curious.
Unfortunately, I have not kept up with Hossland as thoroughly as I have with Spirit and Fucked Fuckers. Just I'll get around to it at some point. But I can tell you, I think I did say initially that Sari was the big Hoss champion, and she still is. She has defended that belt once now against LeBron Cozone and whooped his ass in a 69% rated match. So, it wasn't very well received, but a little too one. They don't like squashes in Fire Pro. That's the unfortunate thing. There's that. I think I said Doyle and Davis are the Twin Spirits champions. I forget when they won the belts. There is also a new Fighting Spirit champion over in Spirit Pro because Shuri has dethroned inaugural champ Mercedes Moné after her first defense as well. A lot of only one title defense losses in the Fire Pro. And I am starting the brewings of a new faction over in Fucked Fuckers that I don't know exactly what it's going to be called yet, but the general gist of it is for the trios tags that I have set up. Tony Storm has recruited Fugaken Death and Barbaro Cavernario to accompany her. I imagine she thinks that Fugaken is like Pennywise from It, and that Barbaro is like an extra from 10,000 years BC. And so that's kind of whatever the wraparound for that. So I will give you more in-depth rundowns when I remember to do them.
Hilarious. But speaking of Cooper leading the segments, it's the news time. The news boy himself has gathered
Mr. News.
Mr. News, man.
Oh boy, yeah. Old Scoops Prater over here is what they used to call him. I've dug the depths. I scraped up the muck and whatever else Rorschach said in that opening thing of Watchmen about the wrestling news world. And fellas, not a lot happened this week, which actually is maybe preferable because too much has happened in the last week. So hopefully we can find a little bit of a balance here. Starting things off, or at least starting things off in the order that I paid attention to them. The return of Vice TV's Dark Side of the Ring series premiered this week with a 2-part episode centered primarily on old JEFF JARRETT, and as they put it, the battle for TNA. And for context, I've watched most Dark Side of the Ring episodes. I skipped out a little bit on the last season because they've just gotten to the point where I think, quite frankly, they've covered most of the good topics. And I think that for some of these other ones, they're sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel there for what can be considered dark. Like if they just want to make it just general wrestling documentaries, that's one thing, and I think they can do those well. But the hook for the season or for the show is supposed to be about these seedy, grimy stories that wrestling doesn't want you to know and all that kind of stuff. So and in that regard, I think they've become quite tame over the years. I do think genuinely though that the one that they did on New Jack in I think it was season 2 is like maybe one of like the greatest pieces of wrestling media ever made by anybody. just entirely off of the strength of New Jack's interviews that they got with him. So yeah, I mean I like their style. I like the presentation, the reenactments they do with like the out of focus kind of foggy backlit kind of reenactments. I think those are good. But so this one, the start of the new season. I'm sorry, my cat is yelling to be let in here. So hold on 1 second.
All the pets.
Converse amongst yourselves, please.
All the pets will be in the podcast. I have my friend's dog.
We should do an episode where we just give our pets the mic.
The thing
and
is,
lay off and see what they talk about.
My new dog cannot be let in the recording because Daisy, not Daisy. I don't know why. Dixie is like the most. We call her a terrorist. She tried. It is not like that. Oh, look at Cooper's cat. She tried to kill herself this week, and that is not exaggeration.
Oh my god!
We had to get the fire department to cut her out of the couch because she got caught by her neck. So, new couch for the Hurston household. And she constantly yips and barks in a very high pitched tone. It's like having a baby in the house because that's what she is. She's not chill like Lady or what I can only assume Cooper's cats are, or Miss Layla who's walking around. Ellie sniffing stuff, but yeah. If I don't get any sleep and I look sleep deprived, it's because of the dog. That is your.
Oh my god! What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? What the dog doing?
Careful, you're gonna find yourself in a tag team championship match over in AEW.
Nah, I ain't gonna find myself in the tag team. I find myself in the world championship match. Cooper, come on now.
I doubt it. But anyways, as I was saying, I don't know what the hell you guys were talking about for the last minute, but the return of Dark Side of the Ring in this Jeff Jarrett episode, I think for me, put into focus some problems that I've had with this show for the last couple of seasons, aside from I think the uninteresting topics, is that they're seemingly like unquestioning interview style. It really has started to kind of irk me. It used to be, if I remember correctly, that they would bring on these wrestlers and these personalities who were directly involved in the events of the episode. Let them tell their side of the story, and which is usually still coded in working and carny bullshit that they're trying to spin to these interviewers. You might get some nuggets of truth every once in a while, and mostly the purposes of those, I think, is to give you an insight into the general kind of like mannerism and tone of that person. But then what they would do, which I liked, is they would, talk to a third party. Sometimes it's Dave Meltzer. Sometimes it's just like their employer at the time. Like, so just people who are not necessarily like directly in whatever fucked up story they're talking about, but know about it, can talk about it, and sort of parse through that coat of pro wrestling working, right? To give you, if not really like the truth, a more filtered and unbiased version of events. And what they have done in this 2-part episode focusing on Jeff Jarrett is basically just take Jeff completely at his word for everything. Which, I'm sorry, buddy. If there's one person in wrestling that you probably should not do that with, it is JEFF, JARRE. Like, he is so like in his blood carny, and like this is the first thing that any wrestling fan tends to know about him, aside from his numerous business failings or creative failings within the world of professional wrestling. He's also just like just generally a pretty like shady guy. There's that whole whatever the Global Force Gold scam that he fucking tried to sucker all the Global Force Wrestling fans, all 10 of them, into whatever, I don't know, buying gold or some shit. He comes from a very prestigious wrestling family for 2 generations. His grandmother, his father, very dyed in the wool, not just in wrestling, but in particular in Southern Territory wrestling, which is the most bullshit and the most carny of all of that stuff. At least, I don't know, the guys in New York had to answer to the state athletic commission. These guys don't have to answer to fucking anybody. And they'll try to shoot you if you do. But, I found the parts about his background very interesting because I think he's an interesting person, just like as a personality, and his relationship with his dad, how he in some ways thinks that the wrestling business and the toll that it took on Jerry Jarrett as a promoter and as a worker, split apart his parents' marriage. I think that there's a lot to be mined there that's very informative on who Jeff is as a person. And I would largely take his word for that particular part of things. But when it gets into the formation of TNA, and in particular when it gets into the success of TNA, early TNA, mind you, with the weekly pay-per-view model, I start to, roll my eyes a little bit, because I've watched some of those early TNA shows during the weekly pay-per-view era. They were shit. And also largely unsuccessful. Hence why they had to get the whatever, I forget the name of the corporation, like Hell South people to come in and bail his ass out of the hole that he had dug for himself with those early tapings. And then also why he had to later get Panda Energy to bail his ass out when Hell South went under and couldn't afford to, finance his thing anymore. And the real thing that I think is just absolutely like disqualifying for this particular edition of Dark Side of the Ring. There is so much in this episode, or these 2 episodes. This series centering on Jeff Jarrett and TNA, at a certain point, basically becomes a complete and total character assassination on Dixie Carter. And I'm going to lose my mind at my cat right now. Jumping around. I'm going to let her out now because she cannot behave herself. I'm sorry. I'll get into my thing about Dixie Carter.
She hates Dixie Carter.
She will not let Cooper defend Dixie Carter. Like, that is what was about to happen. And she said, I'm not putting up with that. No way, no how.
No. She's just like Courtney.
She's just like Courtney. And Mr. Prater is back in the chair. The cat is
Cooper. Is your cat the cat version of Courtney?
Of who?
Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
Why would my cat ever be the cat version of Jim Cornette?
I just said that she.
Is there context to this?
I just said she also must be wanting to hate on Dixie Carter and doesn't want to let her
yeah, she wanted to let people know what she really thought of Dixie. No, she's just, if anything, my cat's the cat version of I don't know, low key. Just doesn't give a fuck about anybody but herself. But, so the Dixie Carter stuff. The way that Jeff paints it is that she is like this, I don't know, kind of like on one hand, like sort of a ditzy idiot that just stumbled into this position. And on the other hand, also just like a conniving, power player that, schemed to push him out of his job and to take his job and to, have more power in TNA than she ever deserved. And like, okay, if you're going to say all that shit and if the documentarians that are filming you are going to take that footage and look at it and examine it, I would think that then the next step for them would be, okay, well, let's ask Dixie. Let's ask her what her side of this is and see if these two things corroborate at all. I mean, she's probably not going to say that she was like, a conniving bitch who, stole Jeff Jarrett's job, but like you might get something out of her. Instead, what they do is they don't talk to Dixie at all. And I don't know if they reached out and she declined. I don't know what the situation, or they don't even talk to anybody related to her or her side of things. Nobody from Panda Energy or from that was, even slightly more friendly to Dixie's position. They talked to Eric Bischoff, of all people. They talked to Scott D'Amore. They talked to, I don't know, James Mitchell, all of whom are boys with Jeff and take Jeff's side, and just kind of continue to dogpile on this woman, who, quite frankly, I'm sorry, Jeff, even though I think he very much was, in many ways, the creative, powerhouse behind whatever the boom period that TNA had in the mid 2000s. It is Dixie's company. It was her money. She is more powerful than you in this company. And you are her employee. So I don't really care. That's part of having a job, is that your boss maybe sucks and is incompetent sometimes. But, I don't think she was this, whatever, Wicked Witch of the West that he tries to paint her as in some cases. And I think it was really just sort of a disqualifying move from the producers of this show to just focus so unquestioningly on that. But
they're it's again an example we talked about before. These fucking old guard guys can be so full of themselves and so self-important and annoying. Mm-hmm. It's come on, it's so stupid. I totally agree with you. I think people that shit on Dixie as much as they do, these old old fucks. I think they just want an easy scapegoat for the things that happen in TNA, for it sucking a lot of the time. And I think honestly, a lot of times it's pretty vaguely sexist, even the way she gets talked about.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's not even vaguely, really.
Not really. It's actively sexist. You're right. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know much else to say besides that. It's just annoying. It's just annoying.
Yeah, and here's the thing though. Do I think that Dixie Carter was the best person to work for ever? No, absolutely not. I do think that she was maybe, not the right person to helm TNA during those years. Do I think that Jeff Jarrett is a better boss than Dixie Carter? No, absolutely not.
Right.
Do I think that Vince Russo of all people knows more about producing wrestling television or did a better job at producing wrestling television than Dixie Carter could have? Not really. So I mean, it really does. I think throw this woman under the bus for the sake of, I don't even know, for the sake of Jeff Jarrett's redemption tour. Which all right.
Yeah, the thing about that is it's not even I mean, again, how journalistic are you going to be doing TV? But it's not even attempting to be journalistic. That's just sensationalism right there when you're not getting both sides. And I think it's even if they couldn't get her or she didn't want to do it, you put in the documentary we reached out to Dixie Carter and this thing. You put that on the screen that they declined to comment. Yeah. But if you just don't even mention that, it's whatever. The only
things
of note for me that Dark Side of the Ring, other than the New Jack thing, has ever done was the Nick Gage episode where
the Nick Gage
where Moxley goes, dude wears a mask in the ring every time he enters. He robs a bank and he doesn't wear a mask. Funniest thing in my life. Yep. And then we all hate corny, but him saying that he will piss on Vince Russo's grave, that his wife is a document that she will get nothing if she doesn't bring him to piss on her grave is all-time hater stuff that you have to respect on a certain level. That's the only thing I'll ever give to Jim Cornette. That's it.
He is a very entertaining personality on those shows.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's BS. I actually heard that those episodes were good, but I mean, I didn't watch them. So you know more than me, Cooper. The people the pigeonhole.
I do in many ways.
The pigeonhole of people on Twitter who are claim to be old head, don't watch modern mainstream wrestling, love those episodes. And then I didn't see anybody who
really?
Yeah. It was
makes a lot of sense.
It's a lot of the people who don't tweet about or don't talk about AEW, WWE, New Japan Now, or if they only talk about it, it's my WXW guys or my it's the people who watch way out there wrestling. They aren't watching anything currently. Come on, dog. But yeah, what else happened this week, Cooper?
Well, I'll tell you. Speaking of people who don't like AEW. He's got him hurt. Well, actually, in this case, he got hurt. Jake Hager has made his, I believe, made his mark on the power slap industry. I think he had what are they? Are they called fights?
I guess
matches, slap.
Yeah. Slap off
with I think he had a slap before this last one that I think you won.
Yes.
And he was I think clearly feeling himself, and went into this next one. Unfortunately for him, this is a and I am doing air quotes for the people who are not on this Discord call right now. This is a combat sport in which you are not allowed to defend yourself in any way, shape, or form. So it really is just kind of luck of the draw. And
so stupid.
Old Jake Hager drew wrong on this particular night and got knocked the fuck out in pretty hilarious fashion. I think he. I don't know this for sure because I didn't watch it with audio, but as I did see somebody say that apparently in his like whatever posts or pre-slap hype up bit, he did say into the camera, "Fuck Tony Khan." So he's still on that ride.
Nice, nice.
And but so he went from I don't know, being Jericho's little buddy, making a steady paycheck every week on television. In professional wrestling, a fake sport in which he can look good, and instead decided to take his ball and go over to the little shindy organization run by a professional wife beater. So big things happening for the real American, Jake Strong.
I don't know if this is true or not. I'm trying to currently find proof, but I saw someone say that was the guy that. Okay, so this is gonna make me sound like a fucking.
No, you're right.
Was the
you're
guy?
Right.
It was Shearer.
Yeah, it was Shearer.
It was Shearer. The guy that beat him was former TNA star
Mahabali
Shearer.
Yes.
What the fuck? I didn't see that at all. I
was waiting for you to say something. I was about to. I also looked it up just to make sure because I'm like, I don't want to come off.
Okay, good.
The thing is, every angle I've seen from it is facing Hager as he's getting knocked the fuck out, and so I never saw who hit him.
Another pet Jeff Jarrett project that kind of ties them together a little.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, he was going by his government name, so he didn't go by Mahabali Shearer.
Yeah.
But it was him that knocked Jake.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
And
I'm also finding out right now, going through the whole roster page to find them. That Lance Anoa'i and Juicy Finau are both also part of the Power Slam roster.
That is incredible.
I might have to watch Juicy's Power Slap thing. I'm not gonna lie. Give me 1 second. I'm now letting my dog out of the room.
Oh my god!
The animals are running amok over here on this episode of Strongest.
Right. Yeah, I can't believe that you did, because I was like so terrified. I was like, shit, there's just some other Indian dude. And I saw like a joke tweet about it and took it seriously. But no, it is legit. It says the Indian Lion here. Amanpreet Singh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's so fucking sweet.
I mean, yeah.
OVW's own.
Mm-hmm. He wrestled The Undertaker. Hey, never forget.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure there was. I looked him up. There was an image of him with The Undertaker in a match. So one can only assume.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shearer's trying to get that AEW contract, brother. He's like, hey, I'll take this guy for you, Big Tone.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. I think Rhea and Buddy Matthews were in the ring, not in the ring. They were watching in the crowd. So they got to see. Maybe that's
so weird.
Maybe
that's so weird.
Triple H sent Rhea and he was like, "If you can beat Shira, you'll get a contract." And then he got knocked the hell out. It was vindication. It felt very good to see that happen.
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Well, communism wins again, I suppose. In more ways than one. You can, depending on how you want to spell communist, but there's not really a great segue into this next one from that, but I guess in the topic of former WWE champions who have gone off the deep end a little bit, guys, we gotta talk about Uncle Alan. We gotta talk about what Uncle Alan said.
Yeah. We saw this, and then also, sorry. No, it was like this, and Balor said some shit too.
Yeah.
Oh,
like this
yeah.
week.
I totally
Yeah, they
forgot about the
both
Balor
went
stuff. I didn't write
crazy.
down the Balor
They
one.
both said some annoying.
Uncle
You can keep going, Cooper. Sorry.
Uncle Allen, like, I kind of come to expect that from him. And I do come to expect it for Balor for a little bit, but it's a little bit more staying on Balor because he actually, like, went through that system for a long time versus, like, AJ, who was there for a cup of coffee, you know? Like, that doesn't shock me, AJ saying that. It's like, come on, man. For Balor. Like, you have no loyalty.
Surprise, professional wrestlers who don't have loyalty. But we should maybe not beat around the bush about what they said, or at least what AJ said. I kind of forget what Balor's whole thing was because it was so long ago and I didn't make a note of it. But at least for AJ Styles, I guess went on some interview with somebody about whatever where they brought up WWE's acquisition of AAA in Mexico and how they've been operating that down there. And I guess the person asked him if he would want to see something similar happen with WWE and a promotion in Japan, to which AJ unequivocally said, yeah, sounds great. And like just was, just being a good soldier and touting the company line about, whatever that relationship would look like. Or he didn't even say anything about really acquiring another company. He, I think, just wants WWE to operate in Japan, like have a branch of the company in Japan, like
AAA style.
Yeah, that runs shows weekly and has a base roster of Japanese talent, and that apparently, according to AJ Styles, can maybe sell out the Tokyo Dome like in the old days when they used to have those super shows in the 90s, because Japanese wrestling has had a real hard time selling out the Tokyo Dome since Hulk Hogan fought Genichiro Tenryu. I mean, it's not surprising. AJ's an idiot, or even if he wasn't an idiot, which he is, he is also a very good soldier and a company man through and through. He has a lot of kids, and I'm sure he's trying to put them through college any way he knows. And if he has to just say some historically inaccurate, condescending bullshit about the very industry in which has made him certainly at least low-level millionaire, I would think by now, then I guess that is his right, and that's how he's choosing to do things. Anybody who I think had any hopes for him perhaps deviating from this path should develop a time machine and snatch up the 2015 IWGP Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles and just drop him directly into the offices of Jacksonville, Florida. Because otherwise, unless you could do that, there's no deviating from this. He is, I think, pretty set on his position as a lifetime Federation agent. And I guess we just gotta roll with it.
What do they do to these people when they go to WWE?
Give them a lot.
How does this happen? Yeah, I guess fair enough.
When people claim about the woke mind virus, they do the reverse of that when you walk in.
It isn't the opposite.
Whatever they got down in the Florida water in that PC and
the Chud mind virus.
The Chud mind virus. Just wait till we see what Evil says in a couple years.
No. It's okay. It'll just be in character.
Hey, I mean, I'm sure you're super pumped, Cooper, for Avery Styles to sell the Tokyo Dome in 2030, brother.
Brother, New Japan can't afford him. The yen is down. That brother is going straight into that warehouse, and he is doing tuck and rolls. That's what he's doing.
He's going to get the first excursion to NXT Japan.
That's probably true.
That's what I'm saying.
He probably will get that excursion. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I think that's it, right? Nothing else in the news this week?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that should be it.
Actually, I had one last little thing that I think we should talk about because it does filter in to a degree to the next segment. But I did break my promise to myself, and I did watch at least one other New Japan Pro Wrestling show.
There's no way.
I canceled my world subscription. Don't worry, I've not re-upped my world subscription, so don't ask me how I watched the show.
It was on Jack's world subscription.
But I did watch it. And I say watch the show. I by that I mean I watched a couple of matches from the Tiger Mask 4 retirement show that they put on. I watched the final two Tiger Mask 4 matches until the next one at Produce Azúcar, which I don't know. That's a funny little twist on things that we can mention as well. But on this actual show in Korakuen Hall, the not most recent I get, but longest running version of Tiger Mask 4. Handpicked successor of Satoru Sayama, early Michinoku Pro graduate, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, former Best of the Super Juniors winner, all that stuff. He has finally called it a career, and at least in Japan, he has called it a career. And he decided to spend his last Japanese matches, I guess, with two sort of dream match. Well, one definite, I guess, kind of dream match, and then one, run back.
Old rival, yeah.
Yes, feud. In two exhibition matches, which I did not realize that's what that these were. I thought that he was just going to do, standard singles. I don't know, like whatever 30-minute time limit. But no, these were the 5-minute exhibitions that famously they had Katsuyori Shibata doing every time that he shows up in New Japan since the brain being removed from his skull. So the any momentum that they had, I think, was cut a little bit short by that. But the first one was against Tommy Billington, the I believe nephew of the Dynamite Kid, the new Dynamite Kid, frequent Ring of Honor, AEW regular, tagging with Adam Priest, etc., etc. I have grown to be quite fond of young Billington, and the idea of the new versions of the Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask fighting each other again and reigniting that old feud of their previous versions did interest me quite a bit. And I am glad that it did not happen at the goddamn Jersey J Cup of all places. But I do think it is interesting that we did finally get it to a degree. This one I thought it was pretty good, actually, which I was surprised by, because Tiger Mask 4, nobody's favorite Tiger Mask. I think that's fair to say. And I think we've said it on this show before that he is nobody's favorite Tiger Mask. But, he has a base level of skill and workmanship that, is not going to blow anything out of the water, but is definitely, like he's got the fundamentals down. But I liked Billington's fire in this. He seemed like he was genuinely like trying to win and to beat this old man, and finally get a win column for the Dynamite Kid against Tiger Mask, which the original never got. And
really, never once.
Nope.
Yeah, never.
Holy shit, I never knew that. That's
well,
so
there was one win, I think, by count out, but which not legit.
Yeah.
But all the rest were either wins for Sayama or draws. So, but he unfortunately did not get that chance because of that 5 minutes running down and giving them both the draw there. He did end things at that last 5 minutes by dropping him with a pretty horrific looking driver that the old Tiger Mask seemed really beat by. He was like, oh goddamn, I did not expect to get dropped on my fucking head in my retirement show, but he was laid out on the mat for a little bit. And then of course the next one, Black Tiger 4 came out to rekindle that rivalry. And of course, Black Tiger 4, everybody knows, including commentary, they did not make any point of trying to hide it, is Rocky Romero. I think that Rocky was really into this and was really trying to kind of like give it some juice. By this point, Tiger Mask is done. Yeah. He is cast out. He does not want to wrestle another 5 minutes. But they do run down the clock again. And Rocky grabs the mic and says, fuck you, I need a win over Tiger Mask one last time. Give me 5 more minutes. And they do restart the match. But Tiger Mask locks in the Tiger Bomb for a quick 1, 2, 3, like pretty much right out the gate in like 10 seconds. So he does go out with a win, Old Man Tiger, and we'll see him again on American shores for Produce.
The quickest take back of retirement I've ever seen. Literally within like 4 days, Rocky Romero posted that they had the fucking tag match at the Produce show, which I am excited about for what it's worth. That sounds like a fun little like bonus epilogue to the Tiger Mask stuff that's been going on.
Well, what's funny is that Produce match is what I thought the actual last Tiger Mask match would be at this
makes
show.
More sense, honestly.
Yeah, with both versions of Black Tiger and Tiger Mask and Dynamite teaming together, but
it'll keep him, from having to work so hard.
Exactly.
But it's just funny that it happens so like immediately after they had spent a whole year, not like Tanahashi, but they had been mentioning this for the entire year with Tiger.
They gave him his own show.
He's retiring in July.
Well, I mean, he is retiring in July, right? It's still the show.
Yeah, just not in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to be
who knows? Muto told me that you can just take back the retirement whenever. So
yeah,
which is funny of him to say because he hasn't. I know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the holdup is.
Not yet. He's coming for that. He's coming for Suji sooner or later, I'm sure.
No, the funny thing about I guess Rocky was right. He does need one more win over Tiger, and he's going to get it in his own Produce show, brother. I booked the show. I'm going over.
That might be exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's funny.
But goodbye, Tiger Mask, or should I say see you in a couple weeks, buddy?
See you very soon.
Yeah. See you next effing time. Speaking of next effing time, the G1 Climax Super Show in Chicago, or should I say the G1 Climax 36 Night 1, aired this Saturday night.
Night 1.
During the same time as the A Show Collision.
Boo.
So Cooper, in spirit of friendship, skipped his favorite show in the history of wrestling to watch.
I know.
A promotion he doesn't even care about.
No, Cooper's told me that he was not all that interested in this week's Collision. So I'm interested to hear what actually happened.
Which is hilarious because there was a really good match on Collision this week.
There was a very good match on Collision, and I made a mistake by being a good friend and going into to watch this bullshit New Japan.
So did Sarah watch this with you guys?
Yeah, she watched the whole thing except for she took a quick break during the semi-main, so she didn't see the big beefy guys collide.
So bring her in. It's time for her thoughts. Yeah.
No, she is on a walk right now.
Just
maybe later. She'll be getting a lot of time with the G1 over the next month. I'm sure she's very excited. Because this is our first time living like super together, and she will have to watch the whole thing, or at least be woken up. At least be woken up by the thing every single morning. I might be able to get a few matches without her being in the room.
We'll get her point of view after it's all wrapped up, so that she can review what it's like living with you while this is.
Oh, fuck. This morning I had it on Backstage Comments, and she walked in and she was like, "This just looks like they're filming for VBS."
That's a good one. That's topical.
Yeah, I thought the same. So yeah, the G1 is officially underway. It was, in fact, at that old AEW stomping ground, the former Sears Center, now the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. They could not pack it out like AEW has done in the past, but they did get 4,125 fans in there, which is not terrible. I mean, it's not like nearly as good as A shows, like USA shows, but it's about, on the upper end of how the New Japan Strong shows normally do. And it's better than last year's G1 opener in Hokkaido. And it's only, I don't know, I'm the only one who cares about attendance as much. But anyways, it's only like 600 or 700 down than the time they did it in Dallas all that time ago. So even with a seriously diminished roster, it's not like they got 10,000 people into the American Airlines Center that year either. Honestly, the audio wasn't great. Just like always, the production is worse than it is domestically, but I thought the crowd sounded pretty good. They seemed into it. In a few moments, I was getting that FOMO, but admittedly, I think I'm glad that I stayed home. I needed that rest, and I did think the card was very good, though, which we will be getting into here in just a minute. First match of the night was
Wolf Time.
Aaron Wolf, yeah, Wolf Time. Aaron Wolf versus Aaron Hanare. Hanare came out with some new duds, some big like feathery. I think, he said in his backstage comments later, it was some like genuine gift he got from his tribe when he was back home this past week. So I'm sure it was of some significance, and I don't want to like get it wrong by
some
talking
cultural regalia.
Yeah, something like that. And he was also wearing his newly won some local New Zealand championship belt that he won. So congratulations, Hanare. Aaron Wolf came out with his same old sort of 80s rocker theme, but he's got a new look. He's ditched the Young Lion duds, and he's got a new sort of like logoed out parka that he's got, like Star Wars Episode 5 style with the Han Solo gear. Big furry hood, and he's got some icy white trunks, like not biker shorts, but not like crotch cutoff trunks. What do you call I guess they're just little tights, shorts, whatever.
Yeah, quarter lengths.
Yeah, quarter lengths. Sure. He's got those going on, so we can't see quite as much penis as we could before.
Massive downgrade.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the look, but I do get what Cooper's saying. I kind of like the back to basic stuff for Wolfie, but that's just not how we do it in 2026. He did have a big old. He had the wolf, the sort of just his big wolf logo, just a big one on his ass. Nothing else too. And that, but
the base gear itself is very plain still.
yeah, it's not anything crazy, but it is still far cry from the previous duds. So this match was pretty okay, but it was mostly just it was a simple opener. You know, when they do these big like both block nights, the opening matches are always super short. This one clocked in like 8 minutes, but it was mostly just a big old chop battle to get the crowd going. And it didn't really work, to be honest. No one cared that much about this one. I think Wolf is, still, even though he's our boy, he's an unknown to a lot of these American fans, and hasn't had that much time to get himself over because he's been dealing with, the shittier House of Torture members for the entire year. I thought he looked pretty good here, and I thought he looked pretty good in the Yoshihashi match for the play-in. And, he's still working on his moveset a little bit. He's got this, he's trying to do this reverse angle slam dealio as his finisher rather than a traditional Olympic slam. And I don't think it looks very good, or at least the way Hanare took it didn't look very good. Knees. Maybe if people were more willing to actually take it, it would look sweet. But, if a guy like Hanare isn't willing to do it, then you're not going to find a lot of people who are. I'm going to be honest with you. He's got like nothing going on in that. Aaron Wolf, got the dub there with that reverse angle slam. So first 2 points go to the Wolf. And in the post-match promo, he said that he's looking forward to taking on Takeshita and Zach especially, which is very cool. I'm definitely looking forward to the Zach match. I think if anyone's able to bring something special out of him, it'll obviously be him.
The Zach one is going to be, I think, one of the most just fascinating looking matches. I can think of. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I'm super excited for that kind of thing. But I think if anyone's going to put a lot of effort into making sure it'll work, it'll be him. I'm very excited. Up next, we had the long-awaited clash between Shingo Takagi and the Zainichi Korean, the only one in pro wrestling, I believe. Jake Lee, my boy, the Silent Jester.
There were several times that we genuinely feared for old Jake in this match.
I was worried about him. I'm going to be honest. Jakey, he was looking pretty good here, but I will say, I think that he is a little bit too avant-garde for a lot of crowds.
Is he now?
A lot of yeah. As much as I appreciate this, I don't think since the new gimmick has happened, I don't think I've ever heard him enter the arena and the crowd know what to do. Or how
I think
to react to
they did like the the reveal of the face paint. I know.
Yeah,
he did come out with his mask and
with the funny clown mask. Yeah, I think the paint is actually pretty good. Jake, I like him a lot. I think he's really hilarious, and I think people will eventually catch on to it the same way they did with the house over the years. That being said, I think that if he doesn't want to completely fall down to the absolute lowest bottom tier of the card, he should find a way to work in some menace better than he does. I think it can be there. I think that he can be silly, goofy, and also be a little bit intimidating. But right now, he is not being that.
Well, that would take away from the time that he can do emotes on people. So
yeah, that's true. The time he spends. It's funny. Walker always says that he's you can't. He calls them Fortnite emotes because he's our age. But he's doing the fucking Pennywise. Is the reason he's doing it.
It's it. Yeah,
it's because of Pennywise. It's because of it. It's not because of Fortnite. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm over-explaining for Jake Lee. But I can assure you
this with the arm stab. But if he does this, that is to take the L from Fortnite. So
no, he doesn't. He doesn't
do that. He doesn't do the L.
Yeah.
I've only seen him do the L. I think one time. And so that's where Walker gets
maybe confused. He did the L in that first.
But yeah, it's more of a Pennywise thing, yes.
But this was some good crowd brawling to start, and some light goofing around, playing to the crowd like both Shingo and Jake do a lot of. Ended with a pretty standard New Japan finishing sequence, but I like the face break shot out of nowhere. I always do, because it did end with that, with Shingo doing his running lariats into the corner. He runs back to the opposite corner, and Jake follows him and hits the boot and wins the match. That's how he beats. That's how he knocked Umino out. I remember 2 years ago in his first G1, and I really liked that finish. It always sort of gets a pop out of me. So I'm looking forward to see if my boy can have any standout matches this year. I'm going to predict no, but I'm still going to support him anyways.
What?
That's not going to
What
change.
did you think of this face break shot?
How do you mean? Oh, he didn't get it all the way
It
over
looked
the
bad.
row.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked like he barely grazed him on his shoulder or chest area. He did not get anywhere near the face.
Yeah,
it was rough
looking.
Right.
And
I say that as in Sami Zayn.
It was Shingo trying to fuck off.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
You know what? I don't even need to be pedantic anymore. I think that's the perfect way to end this segment. Moving on to the next match.
Oh man. Up next we had Ren Narita coming out. I mean, he debuted this look at Dominion, so it's not new.
Oh my god, he's been
he
like
might
this?
Be this way he just debuted at Dominion.
What the
But I think
fuck?
he might be in the running for genuinely worst, shittiest gear in all of pro wrestling right now.
Logan, stop it, Logan. Stop.
What's Logan doing?
He was doing
You debating?
He was doing this.
I'm doing the
Oh.
Shinsuke emote because he's got the worst
Shinsuke.
worst knockoff
Oh, because
Shinsuke.
he has the Shinsuke jumpsuit.
Yeah, it's the worst knockoff.
Holy shit,
of
that's
it.
exactly what it is. Yeah, but he also still has his, awful bowl cut and the goatee. He just looks ridiculous.
Sold out.
And I don't fuck with his in-ring work these days at all. He's just very much in coasting mode to me. Or maybe that's unfair. Maybe he's not.
No, it's not. No, you can just say it. You can. That's fine.
Well, I was gonna say maybe he's actually not got any good in him, and I was
Jack.
wrong. So he's trying, but it's still.
I
tough.
think Ren Narita's just a little too avant-garde for you. Is the thing?
No. He's not like a Jester. Logan, I don't know if you've been watching.
I watched this match.
I don't know if you watched any of this. No, I was gonna say I don't know if you watched any of the show with sound. Or
I watched all of it up into the main with sound.
Okay, so you did hear also that Oscar got a new theme song, very different from the vibe of the Knockout Brothers.
Yes, he came out to Luigi's Mansion 2 music, as I would deem it. Just
looking like the
I thought
Taker for sure.
I thought that it was a theremin that was playing the part, and I didn't realize it until after that it's a singer, like a
vocals.
vocal.
Yeah, I also thought it was a string instrument. So this was all right. I mean, I shit on Narita, and I stand by that. But it's helped by the fact that Narita is really has that sort of limb work focused moveset these days, and Oscar is subtly one of my favorite sellers in New Japan. He really always does a good job at getting you on his side when they go for his legs like is right and proper for a big man. And he's also huge, a big tall boy, and also is in the best shape of his life. He's got this. He's finishing matches now with the just a sleeper hold, but it looks crazy because his biceps are as big as dudes' heads. He's ginormous, and you can't even see their face hardly when he locks it in. They are calling him the Oscar and Yuto haven't had proper nicknames this entire time they've been on the main roster, which is rare. But he has officially been coined as the Knockout Nightmare Oscar as of this show. So there you go. I don't think they gave something for Ice still.
He's the high man.
The high man. Yeah. So yeah. Oscar did get the dub with that sleeper, which surprised me. I thought Narita was definitely going to eke this one out.
I like the swinging sleeper too. Like really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
he really gets in there
by referee's decision. Nope. But what was next on the card? Wasn't the Yudo match?
All right.
Was it?
Yeah. What was next was the other KOB match.
Oh,
it was
Jesus.
Yudo Ice. Yeah, this one wasn't very good at all. This was Yudo Ice versus the Great Okan. And Yuto also got his own singles theme here. It's more of a more old school sort of hip hop beat. I couldn't hear it that well because the crowd absolutely went fucking wild for Yuto Ice. Chicago loves this guy.
I don't know what you were talking about because I heard this theme and any like positives I felt about Yudo like went away when it sounded like Dicky made the beat and they dropped some Def Rebel Let's Get High.
Hey, they did. I do remember that. I do remember that they had the Def Rebel trademark intro where it does like a little thing and then like you said, let's get high, and then the beat.
I thought he came out and like I've always loved the KOB so far. I think the presentation is awesome, and I think Oscars was fine for him. It's more regal and elegant, which he has that kind of look, especially when he comes out to the ring with all his entrance gear. But Yudo's theme, like I've never seen someone lose aura so fast. Like I was like, this is a jobber. This is what you give your local enhancement talent, man. They need to change that ASAP. I'm gonna have to watch this whole tournament. I'll be like, please go back to tagging Yudo, please.
Oh God, it doesn't help that this match was pretty much the drizzling shits. I'm gonna be honest, and it doesn't help. I mean, because Ice is very classical, never open weight style wrestler who relies on hard hits and strike exchanges and all these sort of classic fighting spirit spots. And Great Okan's about the worst guy you could ever hope to do that with. He was just giving him absolutely nothing. None of the strikes had any impact behind them. Even what Yudo was throwing was subpar. And I don't know if he was just sort of like, might as well take it easy on my easy night or what. But he didn't look especially great. I don't think he's ruined or anything. And like I said, the crowd was super behind him. He got a lot of American chants. He got a lot of let's get high, and all that stuff. So that's always fun to hear when they go to the U.S., what people come up with. Because in Japan, they just be going like, Yudo! and all that. Yeah. Which is fair. That's what I'd be doing, too. That's what I'd be doing if I was in Chicago and everyone would be looking at me. Yeah, he finished him off with a Cruella in about 10 minutes flat. And Okan, I hope. Sarah has him losing every single match. She sure fucking hates Okan. So I'm hoping that she's right. I don't want her to win, but I want her to get that specifically right. He also has. I'm looking. Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. Moving on.
Can I say something real quick?
About say something. Yudo? Say something, please.
I've never been more justified in my life.
Oh man.
Well, I look. This is my advice to Yudo from way back when, that he needs to tone down the this that he's currently got is clearly not good career advice for him, because he will become the next he if he keeps doing this the way that he's doing it, he'll have a very long and fruitful career as the Japanese Jey Uso. And if he is comfortable with that, I wish him all the best. If he wants me to enjoy his work, or in other words, if he wants to be a real fucking wrestler, he's got to tone this shit down, like just a little. And I'm not even saying you gotta whatever go the wolf route of plain Jane, black trunks, all that shit. I don't care, but you do, I think, maybe need to not take up so much of the match time, getting your catchphrases and your emotes in, like, I think when it got into that big closing stretch with the strike exchanges and all that, I think that was fine, but it didn't feel like he was in it in the way that I think he should be all the time. I mean, with the character that he is, and that's kind of what he set himself up as somebody who's like always in the moment and all that stuff. But it just draws me out of it so much, and I don't feel like you are actually. I feel like you're playing to this idea of what you're supposed to be. But
yeah,
I
get that.
In other words, I'm calling him a poser.
Go ahead, Jack.
I was just gonna say, I think that Yuto is still good, and I'm still interested to see how this G1 will go. I think that they are a lot better and a more full act together. I think the KOB are great right now as a team, and that's why I'm so interested to see how this G1 goes. But I don't expect them to wow me more than they wow me in their tag team matches. What I will say about Yuto and about what you said is that I like the gimmick. I think it's fun. I think it's clearly over. But this is the same thing I used to say about Gabe, and Gabe is one of my favorites. But this kind of thing is what's happened to 1 billion people in WWE over the past few years, which is why I don't fuck with WWE anymore. And the Uso comparison is apt because it's like the thing where you can come up with a pretty interesting and fun character with, these like these elements that are just, fun, like, chants and catchphrases and shit. While still being a good, well-rounded wrestler. But nowadays, because I guess for the virality of it, people will stumble upon their special catchphrase and their special gimmick and decide that they can just not try very hard.
They've made it
to do anything else.
Right.
And that's what Gabe was falling into when he was doing his babyface character early last year. And it was bothering the hell out of me because he had something really interesting and special that I again think he's kind of getting back around to now. But I was very frustrated just hear him basically boil down to like Ore wa Shinihon and I'm a Madman, and all these little call outs just to wait and like pop now, that kind of shit. And that's exactly what can easily happen with Ice if he's not careful. Just waiting for the crowd to yell, "Let's get high" with him and go bombaclat with him. And I like doing those things. I liked yeeting Jey Uso when he first started. But then quickly I realized that I am, a little bit smarter than that. You can't trick me so easily. It's like a magic trick. It's tricking people into not realizing how shitty your actual wrestling is. So I'm hopeful that he wisens up a little bit and lays off on the gimmicks and just does what he's good at, which is hard-hitting wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could have a strong tournament run. He was kind of set up for failure because he got great Goat Con.
The worst wrestler in Japan immediately.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's not true.
It's true.
That's not true. Ren Narita exists. And I think Great O'Con and the Silent Jester are on the same wavelength.
Fuck you.
You may say that, but the people agree.
you got him heated right now.
I just think
he's about to have a 30-minute banger with Takeshita.
I think you don't understand how out there and avant-garde the great Okada is, brother. That's what I think. No,
he's operating at a higher level
than what our feeble minds can comprehend. You may not like it, but in 20 years, your kid's gonna love it. Your kid's gonna ask.
Remember when I said Lynchian pro wrestling?
I don't think he's the worst wrestler in Japan. I think he is very much in a coasting mood, and this isn't the best spot to put Ito in. But also, it's nice to give Ito his first win against the guy he just dropped the title to. And I think Okan does play good heel sometimes. I mean, the crowd hated him, so he's doing something right. But yeah, I think he'll be fine in the tournament. I think that theme song's absolutely rancid. I didn't really like the all white gear. I think black's his color. I don't think all white looks good on most wrestlers. Like, I didn't think Wolf's gear was more silver. It looked okay on him.
Yeah, it was kind of more
but
shiny.
I think it would look better on like a black than a white. Like, I think like those trunks in black, I think would look better.
What?
Huh?
No,
you don't agree?
It sounded like you were saying that the white gear would look better on a black guy.
No, I think he would look better in the black than the white.
Okay. No, I got you.
What was the next? Was the next match Sonata?
Next was Umino. No, next was Umino versus
Saber.
Zack.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was I liked this one a lot. It was kind of derivative of like all their tournament matches, but Shota is in peak form right now. He's the best he's been, and just that goodwill made it exciting. To be honest with you, I don't remember that much from it. It was just Zack doing a lot of his normal submissions and Shota getting some lariat comebacks, and then they did the O'Connor roll spot at the end, and then Zack was able to get him in a big old Zack driver.
Multiple.
To finish him off. Yeah, multiple. One regular kicked out, then one big spinny one, right? Yeah, and then he got the dub. So yeah, this first time Zack has been able to defeat Shota in a tournament, which is kind of the little story here. A lot of the time, Shota's been able to best Zack and then get a win, and then like parlay that into a title match that he does not win. Now they definitely feel a lot more like equals for the first time, with Shota getting that white belt, that short white belt reign, and just in general coming into his own. I still am looking to Shota to win this tournament, and I think that he's about to go on a tear. But maybe you're right, Logan, and it'll be Yuya. He looked definitely very good this night, and we will get to that in just a moment. Then the lights went out in the Now Arena, and the little Sonata elevator music came on, and then the the sort of basic little Helvetica font on the entrance screen, Sonata, Cold-Blooded Snake, the minimalism giving way to the absolute ridiculousness about to unfold in front of our eyes. You see down at the ankles the camera following what looks like another mirror ball outfit. Sonata's has done it before. And I was like, oh, okay, he might even just be reusing one. He just doesn't have to get a new fit every single match after all. But then the camera cuts back and the lights shine on who's probably the closest thing I have in my life to a Messiah figure these days. And Sonata has his arms outstretched.
Like a golden
shiny gold suit jacket, sport pants, also gold, and the world's largest sombrero with the same that same gold pattern.
A sombrero so large that he needs strings on the rim to hold it up to keep it from flopping in front of his eyes.
And the best thing was when he was walking down, and Cooper, I think, left, or this was after the match had already started. First of all, you could hear the wind being sucked out of the room in awe of this man. I promise you. It was just absolutely fucking spectacular. I cannot wait for Sonata Collection 2026. This is what I tune into the G1 for, if not for anything else. Because I know I'm about to see some of the most fucked up fits in my life. I feel like he gets more confidence every week to do something else, something even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like, I said something like, when Cooper went to the bathroom for a bit, and I said something to Sarah like, I can't believe he spent that much on these fits. Like, that must have cost him about $300 or something. And Sarah's like, $300 is what a normal suit costs. Yeah. It was like thousands of dollars. And I just can't imagine, because I know this is New Japan, and I know that he's paying for this shit with his own money. So I don't know how Sonata honestly can afford what his gimmick is right now. It's actually the most awe-inspiring thing about it all.
Love the idea that Seiya Sonata, from his early days in the All Japan dojo, has been saving up every last yen in order to finally live his dreams, to just be the most fashionable man in professional wrestling. I think this is all part of his grand plan.
He's just been living frugally all these years.
Yeah.
And I was spending it all
Well,
on the fucking gold sombrero and the yellow cheese shoes.
two things. One, when I saw the Sonata fit, and I didn't pay much attention to the show, but I did see a tweet that said,
so good.
and I quote, I believe it's from Winter Weather, walked away to pee watching Sabre and Umino. Why did I come back and Sonata's wearing a giant yellow sombrero? So I was like, oh, okay, he's wearing something yellow. I was not ready for the level of tomfoolery that would approach my eyes. So much so that I was like, I started trying to take screenshots of him on the app, bro. I was like, I need this picture.
Good.
And I went and scrolled through Twitter and found my new Discord profile picture of Sonata in the full yellow fit. And
yes, I just noticed.
And the other thing, what you guys are failing to describe, is Sonata is basically, and what I can only describe as the NFT version of the Yellow Hat Man from Curious George.
Curious George, yes, I was thinking about that just as you were saying it.
Oh
yes.
my god,
the
dude.
Shining Gold.
He's just the best.
He needs to get that stuffed monkey from Jake and carry it to the
True.
They have got to win the title. They have got to get together somehow. That'd be the most powerful team in all of Japan.
Yeah, we need one of them to lead their other faction so they can team up.
Oh my god, dude. I love Sonata. I'm so glad that he did not leave to go to Noah like we were worried about it when Wrestle Kingdom happened. I think if there's any one person that would like get me to have a bit of diminished interest in my home promotion for a little bit, it'd be if Sonata stopped doing his thing. I'm like obsessed with this guy. Everything he fucking does. And when I first started like watching religiously, like made it like my main promotion, he was in his main event run. And the entire journey from there to here has just been magnificent to watch. And the fact that he hardly ever speaks, that's always been part of the gimmick. And it's just like, it's not been, he just does things. He joined the War Dogs, it still feels like, for basically no reason. Yeah. And then he turned on them to join House of Torture for no reason. And then he started doing this for no fucking reason. He doesn't explain anything that he does.
He's the greatest professional wrestler of all time.
He just does it. He's just a force of nature.
Jack, I need you to know that I love so much your incredibly singular taste in pro wrestling, and what you find enjoyable in your promotion, I think is so distinct from what other fans of your promotion find enjoyable about it.
I think that what I need, Cooper, more than anything in all of wrestling, is some big fancy Japanese billionaire to come in and pay for a rebooted Hustle.
That is honestly true.
That's what my taste is. That's what I need deeply.
What is the Yakuza spending their money on these days?
I know.
It used to be in a proper country that the criminal underground would reinvest those ill-gotten gains into bullshit pro wrestling and MMA.
And Razor Ramon hard gay.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
Now they're, I don't know, fucking just getting more tattoos and shit. I don't know.
You're right. Who knows what they're doing? They're making those video games.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I hate in some ways that Japanese pro wrestling is the serious, like real sport type pro wrestling, because they do goofy entertainment shit better than anyone else in the world. Anyways,
I see him behind you.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about all this, right, is one, obviously Jax loves Sonata is pure and true and right, and anybody who craps and says Sonata should stop listening to this podcast. And two, this was a good match.
They kind of ran the clock back. This felt like it could have been straight out of a fucking 2017 G1.
Yeah.
Sonata wasn't doing any of his, or actually, there's an interesting thing about this first night in general, and it might well have just been for the sake of, like, we're not going to fly over House of Torture people just to interfere. But neither of the matches had any of the interference. It was just straight action. And Sonata did all his normal moves. He hardly even acted a heel at all. And how could he be? I mean, Jesus. Everyone wants to root for this guy. And Goto came out. He did the whole Cooper notice. He's like, man, it is not the Goto Revolution anymore. We do not need the long Goto intro for every single match. That
brother was drawing it out. Oh my God.
Right, yeah.
He had like little clips with like him and Sonata back in it. And I was like, are you going to do this every time?
Bruh. Every single match, he's going to have clips with him versus Jake Lee and like preview tags last year. Exactly. Dramatic zoom ins. Yeah, but like you said, Logan, this was really pretty solid work here. I mean, it wasn't the match of the night, but it might have been like second, third best match of the night, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Sonata's run and Goto's run. I think he still has something to give. I think he's, even though I don't think they should really lean on him as a main eventer again. I think the Revolution storyline was kind of a moment in time. But yeah, they were working. They were running around the ring. They were hitting the signatures and everything. Some good reversals, Ushigoroshi into the fucking, what's it called? Jesus, what's the submission called? I can't remember. The skull.
Yeah.
And just old reversal dancing, classic New Japan stuff. Sonata can still hit that moonsault like nobody's business. And Goto, yeah, he got that arm trap. Kind of unfair since Sonata can barely use his arm anyways. But he got the arm trap, GTR to score the dub. And he's got...
Yeah, it's GTR Kai, right? With the...
Yeah, the big one, yeah. I didn't know they had a unique name for the trap.
I thought they did.
I'm a fake freak.
Not a true shit be health freak.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of heelish when you think about it. That Goto went for the known
injured arm.
Yeah.
The atrophy. Yeah.
Real babyface performance out of Seiya Sonata here.
It is. Well. Yeah, for real. And Goto is a disgusting bootlicker these days. So he is a heel in my heart.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, not really. I'm mostly teasing. But yeah, he got the dub, and up next he's got Tsuji, which I think will be a really fun rematch. I don't think they've had a singles match since the New Japan Cup, so really looking forward to that one. And obviously, like I was just alluding to, there's this sort of work-shoot beef between them where Goto's been the one guy throughout all of Tsuji's anti-Bushiroad, anti-AEW crusades to be like, no, don't do that. So we'll see them collide there. Up next, we had Yuya Uemura coming out. No new entrance theme because he's got the best in the biz, but he did have some new gear, a little bit of blue in the normal Heat Storm colors. I thought he looked like $1 million, except for I still don't fuck with the Elvis jacket. I hate to say it. I know it's like his trademark, but it's just not for me. And every big event, I'm like, please get a new jacket, Yuya, please. But he did look great here. Besides that, once he shed it, and I think he's starting to walk with more confidence. I think he's starting to find himself a little bit more. Even though I still think, Logan, that you're pretty off base thinking that he's a contender in this tourney. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. He was up against Newman, who after this match, I'm pretty sure that this is the fakest injury ever. I think Cooper might have been right on the money. Because
I'm never wrong, just early.
He was not moving like a guy who had an actual hurt shoulder at all. And they were saying like, oh my God, he just got cleared right before he flew out. But no, he was doing all his normal shit. He looked like the exact same wrestler. And for what it's worth, I mean, I dig Newman some of the time. So I thought this was actually probably my second favorite match. I think Oleg versus Oiwa might have been my favorite match. I think this is my second fave. I don't know. This might have been my favorite. There was just one really annoying Ospreyism spot that PMO. But this might have still been my favorite match, despite that. Yuya is just really good and really smooth and such an easy babyface to get behind. And honestly, I think Newman is a pretty good heel for these younger guys. I like his arrogance and I like most of his moveset, except for, like I said, when he gets a little high on his own supply and becomes like Rev Pro default wrestler, like a lot of other people do. I think Yuya, and another thing about Callum, while he's on my mind, he has a lot of offense that only looks good when people sell it the right way. Like, I think that about his finisher, and I think it about Excalibur. But Yuya took both pretty well in this match, so that helped too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This was great. I'm not good at play-by-play. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm just straight up not good at play-by-play. But every match was either good or not good. But I liked the stuff at the end. I liked when Yuya threw the shit out of him with the deadbolt, but was not able to actually.
Oh, that was a great spot.
Yeah,
I love that.
And he landed on his tailbone and sort of bounced up. You know, he's got the good selling. That's something that I can give Osprey to. At least he's a good seller. Except for
that wasn't selling, brother. He was just he just got too much air on him from the deadbolt.
That's true. And yeah, Newman was eventually able to sort of weasel his way into the dub with the Excalibur win after reversing that Yuya high fly flow style crossbody, and then he got the make way and took the win. A sad first match for Yuya, but I think that he's gonna get some pretty sweet wins before this is over. Logan, what do you think about this one?
Terrorism. We had to get the white boy to win on American soil. This is utter woke nonsense. I will not stand for it. I am going to the IWGP committee to get this win scrubbed from the record books. He cheated, he faked the shoulder injury. And this is bollocks. I'm not watching this tournament anymore. I don't care if you take the title. It's bull crap.
It is funny that Callum is being accused of utter woke nonsense when he is Charlie Kirk.
That's true.
He carries the flame.
Jesus
Make way. The worst. Like, I should have known as soon as I heard Callum's theme that, like, this was the wave of terrible themes to be got on my beautiful New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, Hanare's stock has gone up 20-fold because he actually is one of the few good teams left.
We're gonna get into a big long conversation about these. Don't you worry. In New Japan.
No, dude, I'm gonna be the one shitty Meiji J-pop defender.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah. Ryohei Oiwa's speaking of AI themes though, I think Oiwa's new one is actually also another AI theme.
They're all listen to it. The Oscars,
AI all the way down.
Oiwa's, yeah.
But yeah, Oiwa came out with some new shit. It's like if Fujita's sweet punk rock heavy metal theme was actually, like I said, fake and AI generated. But he's got some new gear though. It's the like a splash design with a lot more orange, and I dug that. This Oiwa's getting a lot less into being a total power guy and incorporating a lot more of the submission work, Zack inspired, which is cool to me. I wonder if it's because Umino has gone more in the powerhouse route lately, or if he just wanted to try something new. But a lot of this match was actually working Oleg's arm like the whole time, which I really thought it was going to be more of a slugfest. And there was some elements of that. But yeah, Oil was on that arm for basically the whole duration with hammerlocks and arm drags type shit. And then he ended it with a long drawn out sequence where he just wouldn't let go of that arc clutch. I always want to, it sounds like they're saying the art clutch, but it's the arc clutch because of, Noah Born or New Dre's Noah Newsborn Noah Ray's motherfucker. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, that feels like a huge win for Oiwa in the semi-main of night one. I was surprised they made this match the semi-main, but I guess they just wanted to give a big spot to these two underappreciated guys. And maybe they have this G1 sort of planned as the big Oiwa push G1, but I still have my doubts. I know the company I'm watching at the end of the day. Logan, what did you think about Bolton Oleg versus Ryohei?
I thought it was awesome, man. What are you talking about? I mean, I was very happy with them getting the semi-main spot.
I said it was awesome too.
No,
what do you mean? Oh
no, I didn't mean that in a negative way.
Okay.
Like I thought you meant like what did
just
you
like
think of? Yeah, I thought you meant like what did you think of it? Like I felt like I was coming as like the downers tide. Like this all sucked. These guys suck. No, these are my boys right here. Of course, I was meant to like this match. I think it was interesting them getting the semi-main, like you were saying. I don't know if it's like a renewed push more than maybe they wanted to like just have that kind of high up slugfest before the main and have something that's more, I don't think they want Callum in that semi-main spot for like because it was a downer a little bit for the crowd. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe you start the show with this. Personally, I think you could have done that. It'll be interesting to see. I don't see Oiwa getting a big push. I see him getting he'll have a strong tournament. He's not going to get to the semis. I don't think Bolton will either, sadly. But I enjoy this match a lot. It's one of my favorites from this Saturday's collective of matches. Probably,
really?
I would say the fourth best match I watched that day. So.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm sure it won't be the last.
No.
That they have this G1 season. And then we can go ahead and move on then to the final match, the big rematch from the Tokyo Dome. The Alpha Konosuke Takeshita taking on the heavyweight champion Yota Tsuji. And we can just skip right to the bell. We don't have to talk about anything that happened.
Somebody is avoiding a harsh conversation with Cooper.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch the entrances for like most of
You still haven't heard it. We need to stop recording and give Logan 3 minutes to go and listen to Wildfire by Meiji before we keep going. I'm not even joking.
Because
don't worry, you'll know what's playing because they have it right on his Titantron too.
They have the lyric video. The lyrics.
I'm sure I'll watch it soon when I'm watching one of these G1 matches. But this one, I was cutting for time, so I was not watching unless I knew there was a new entrance or a bad entrance coming, specifically with the KOB people. I didn't pay attention. I skipped past the entrances. Or Sonata, I was wait.
You would have, if you had the music on, you would have not been able to not pay attention. Demands your attention.
It certainly does.
Yeah, so Takeshita came out to, his legendarily epic theme and the big 3 intros, only 2 intros.
They cut it. They did the cut version to 2. Yeah.
But it was good entrance. Obviously, Takeshita has a bit of a hometown crowd, and then Tsuji comes out. This was Cooper and Sarah's first time experiencing this, but he debuted it at Dominion. It's funny. It's kind of a fucking bait and switch thing. Because it starts out with very classic, epic intro theme.
I was
music for 2 seconds.
At first, yes.
For 2 seconds. And then it just completely stops dead in its tracks and starts a completely different theme song. And then I don't know how to describe it. It's just very, fucking low-key, almost lo-fi beat.
It sounds like a Target commercial.
Yeah, like a Japanese J-pop Target commercial. But it's also one of those Japanese songs. There's other entrance themes that are like this, to where they sing half the thing in Japanese and half the thing in broken English.
Yeah.
To where you're listening to it and you're what the fuck are they saying? And I will admit, it has grown on me. It will continue to grow on me. It is an entirely different vibe from what he has been coming out to for the last
context,
3 years.
The way that I am familiar with Yota Tsuji, back when I used to watch this goddamn promotion, is that he's a big kaiju guy.
Yes.
Kind of a big bad motherfucker,
Right. He's he is the apocalypse incarnate.
Right.
That's kind of, what that theme and that Titantron that he initially came out with really gave me. But now I guess he's I don't know. It's more fitting, I think, for the guy that he really is.
Yes, that's what is starting to happen.
The guy that I like, unfortunately. So.
Fair enough. It is definitely starting to happen, and this will change This is going to change his whole character. The initial Tsuji, which with the vignettes, with the scaly jacket and all that, was a character that was manufactured for him upon return. In reality, I think Tsuji is a kind of performative male. Like a coffee shop, bro with the turtleneck.
For sure.
Like, he's kind of a...
This man's reading Sylvia Plath in public.
Right. He's a very, bookish kind of, I don't want to say intellectual.
Oh, I just like pudding.
Really
I just like...
Yeah, he's not, he's far cry from, a big dumb jock type, despite being, the football background. I mean, he's the kind of guy you would expect to be always saying these kind of tirades about AEW and stuff, and the company and everything. I like him. I think he's a thoughtful guy. I like that he's sort of bringing his real life gripes into the character and all of that, like Naito used to. But he's a lot less cool than Naito, even as someone who loves him to death. It's weird. The presentation is admittedly getting weirder and more disjointed the more power that he has over his own presentation. And I think that's true for him, and I think it's true for Unbound Co., and I think it is a problem that needs to be solved. That being said, I think Tsuji's in-ring game is by far the best it's ever been, and I think he is really, really coming into his own as a main event player. This is not to say, this isn't working for me, pump the brakes and get the belt off him. I think he is still the best guy to be leading them right now. There's just some serious kinks in the presentation that need to be sort of worked on. Or at least, if this is going to be the new direction, is this sort of more, thoughtful, sort of soft-spoken type of guy. They need to like do something that makes where he sheds anything to do with the last version of himself, because it's really the stark. If he's a stark difference. Like
if
Cooper
he's a
said.
bespoke intellectual, why is his finishing move a big dumb
The
football
gene
tackle? Yeah,
right. Yeah, they need to make it more congruent, just across the board. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. New Japan is fucking weird and is oftentimes the kind of inmates running the asylum type of promotion. But I totally get that complaint. And we'll see if anything comes of it. I mean, if we're being totally fair and like I'm not just blinded by who's my favorite and who's not my favorite, it's the exact same complaint that I had during Takeshita's World Championship run last year. I was like, none of this makes any sense. The things he's saying versus the things he's doing in ring versus the things he's saying in AEW versus like all these things that just like you end up not knowing how to feel. And I think that is starting to become true for main event Tsuji. We'll see where it goes. I really liked this match though. I thought this was a great condensed version of their Tokyo Dome semi-main event with some great callbacks, some great high spots, and serious drama at the end. And I think these two are my favorite rivalry in New Japan. It's kind of sad that Tsuji has this kind of chemistry with the Mr. 3 promotions over here. Even though I like him a lot too. He's won me over, certainly. I think they just have amazing chemistry. Every time they get into the ring, I'm like, wow, these guys clearly like they're with each other when they're in a match together,
Yeah, in a perfect world where the Big Take was more available, they would be going back and forth and probably trading the belt every other pay-per-view. But yeah, it's just not the world that we're in.
Yeah, for sure. Thought the back suplex spot about got me off my feet. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I started getting shades of 2000s Ring of Honor with that camera work. But yeah, I don't know.
And then too, they've done this in every Takeshita Tsuji match, but it gets me every time when Tsuji's going for the big spear and then gets the knee when he's already jumped. That shit is crazy. It's always so crazy. Every single time it's crazy. Yeah, this one hit hard.
And I would like to say that I like his new finisher on the record.
The Fire Blaster. I like it too, but
I don't mind.
No, I like it too.
But yeah, that's it for the G1 Super Show. Sticking in the island of America.
Wait. Oh shit.
We're taking a plane from Chicago to sunny Florida for AEW Summer Blockbuster
Beach Break, brother.
Sorry. Whatever, one of the summer shows.
Fake freak over here. Come on.
Yeah, I'm a Shindy Ho freak now. I don't care about the dub.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you start it out, Cooper, because I skipped the Jericho match.
That's fair. It was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it was also a Tommaso Ciampa match. So that's what you have to consider. But we actually started this edition of Dynamite from sunny St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida, which apparently was fucking boiling. In this lovely outdoor venue. I really like outdoor wrestling where you can see the sun set as the day goes on.
And I really like the staging for this show too.
With all like the little gimmicks and stuff on
the
it?
Gimmicks, I thought the way they did the LED screens were maybe just because of like the outdoor sunset and stuff was a little bit more tasteful than I think like the normal ones that look kind of bland. Like I like how lower to the ground they were. I don't know, it made it feel cooler to me. But I really like this. Might be my favorite venue that AEW has ran in the last 2 or 3 years. Like that isn't like a big stadium.
Oh,
like I really like the look of this episode. So
I do like it a lot. And I like I said, I like whenever wrestling goes outside. But man, that one ballroom set that they had, and I think it was in like Chicago or somewhere. that was like a fucking like medieval castle and shit. Like that, I think
that's also
incredible. I think
that's
they should
great.
do that venue, fucking whatever. They should make that their home base.
That venue and the one they did in they did one in, I forget if it was in like Ireland or Wales or something. One of the tours for coming into one of the London shows, they ran another country like Scotland or something like that. And
they did a Dynamite in Wales. Yeah, I remember. Like the lower bowl was like longer out, I think, and like had sort of this like split in the middle. It looked pretty cool, but yeah. But anyways, for beach break here, yeah, they had, you know, all this like sand and lawn chairs and beach balls and shit all laid out. But actually, we started the night backstage with Kenny Omega in a sweet as fuck New Japan Soul Sports tracksuit. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's taking it, brother. There's no way that he's fitted up like this if he's not going to get that belt. But he's got old pal Michael Nakazawa by his side, and he's talking to Renee about this main event and all these questions that he has in his mind, about if he can still win the belt, if he can still be the top guy of AEW, and then he starts questioning Max's result. He's like, it's 102 degrees out. You know, can you handle that, Max? Because Kenny Omega is going to be unstoppable in this match, and so he leaves off, setting us up for that big match coming up later. And then, we get into the first actual match of the night with Ciampa and Jericho. Finally, I guess, paying off a little bit of these just really bad promos from Jericho. I doubt that this is not going to be the actual blow off of the feud because Jericho has to get his win back. But I will say this match was pretty fun. It was like big, stupid, brawly bullshit. They took things out into that stage area where Tommaso got slammed through one of the deck chairs and left a big Tommaso Ciampa shaped hole in it. They get busted open pretty quick, and the commentary makes a big point about they got to be careful about the sand getting into the wounds. So I liked that attempt to kind of make things a little bit more realistic from that point of view with having this sort of different setup. They do a bunch of like kind of standard brawly punchy kicky stuff. I mean, Jericho, you can't really do much more than that at this point aside from his kind of like big spots. Ciampa does look pretty strong throughout, though. I mean, there's never really Ciampa gets a cut on like his leg that Jericho doesn't really like intentionally work over so much, but just like the way that Ciampa is bumping on it, it makes it a little bit more even-sided for Jericho. Jericho gets some blood in as well. I think on his head after he gets slammed into the ring post. And but the big spot here really that everybody was talking about was that Tommaso Ciampa pulled out a drill, which he has produced before for one of these like backstage brawls that he's had with Jericho. And I think it's silly, and he should probably not set that up if he's not actually going to use it, which he's not, because it's a fucking power drill and you can't literally impale somebody on live TV, unfortunately. So he did, however, after he got the win with I think that big bicycle knee of his, he did go over to the set and take one of these little like inflatable pool toys and stick it on the drill and spin it around for the audience, which I thought was quite fun. So nothing crazy here, but and I'm dreading whatever the next match is where Jericho's going to get this win. Probably at Redemption.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that one is going to annoy me a lot more. But this was fine. We got a very, very silly little Brawling Birds video package with just a super like CW ass looking pub set that they had set up there. And I guess, they're going to finally get back to tagging now that the Owen Hart is over and Alex for sure is not going to be, booked up with singles opportunities at Wembley. So I imagine they're probably going to run a feud over with Divine Dominion and finally maybe get those belts at the big Wembley show. That would make the most sense for me. And, Divine Dominion can get the Sisters of Sin program over with by Redemption. So, because I do not want to see that run for another month. But then up next, Logan.
Yes.
The ghost of Jack Dudley.
Yes.
It is my great displeasure to announce to you that this was a match of the year with the most employed man in professional wrestling, the previously mentioned Konosuke Takeshita, defending his international championship against that rat bastard, the protostar Kyle Fletcher. And as much as I hate it, sometimes you might have to hand it to Isis. And Kyle, as much of an asshole and useless piece of shit and hack of a professional wrestler as he is, he can in fact put it together when everything is right and the stars and the moon align. Him and Big Soup just walloped the hell out of each other. Man, I think that they were just waiting to get this match off from pretty much the second that they probably started the whole, Proto Sheeta thing. They were just, I'm sure, dreaming about the match that they could have. And this exceeded all of my expectations. I bit so hard and was really, really rooting for Takeshita here. And I thought for sure, until maybe about 5 minutes before the finish, that he was going to get it. But man, just the amount of bullshit that Fletcher was putting him through. At a certain point, it dawned on me. It was like, okay, yeah, there's no way, and it probably makes sense to do it this way too. But man, I just really, really loved the fire and the snap on everything that these two were doing to each other. And of course, Takeshita breaks out all of his big El Generico tribute spots with the Blue Thunder Bomb, and he gets that big kick in and all that sort of stuff. But ends up being, once again, that rat bastard Kyle Fletcher, who ended up finally nailing in a just awful looking brain buster over on Takeshita's noggin and putting him out for the 3 and taking that international title for himself. They get the family together pretty much right after because Don comes out to celebrate his golden boy, bringing even more gold into the family. And then who should come out to interview him but Mick Foley comes in and proceeds to talk some bullshit about his shoes that he has on that have pictures of his dogs on them. One Foley dog who had passed away, and one Foley dog who is still alive. and that if Kyle Fletcher continued to disrespect Mick Foley in the way that he was going to make those dogs well acquainted. I believe he said it with the interior channels of your asshole. So that was pretty interesting. I don't know why really they had Mick be so confrontational with Kyle, because hey, never ever tease a Mick Foley match in AEW for me, please. The look that he was giving Kyle seemed very much to me like he wanted to set something up, but I don't want that ever. But Andrade then came out. You know how I previously mentioned that it was like 102 degrees out in Clearwater, Florida. Clearly nobody fucking told Andrade, or if they did, he did not fucking care, because he came out dressed in a full goddamn 3-piece suit and a trench coat and that little like flat cap that he wears, fully fitted up, just sweating buckets, I'm sure. But goddamn, sometimes, to quote whatever that poster was, sometimes you do just have to get the foot off, and boy did he. He comes out and he makes a big stink over to Dawn about how he never cared about him and all that sort of stuff when he was in the family. Kevin Knight, I believe, gets called out at this point too, as kind of like the new shiny toy in the Don Callis family, and they make a proposition to Andrade that if he can beat Jake Doyle, then he will get a shot at Mark Davis's national title. And brothers, I love Mark Davis more than I think most people can love anybody on this earth. But unfortunately, I do not believe that national title run is long for this world. I think that the power of Andrade's yeet is going to be too strong, and he will be rewarded for his ability to get over with these dumb fuck sheep crowds, that he will get rewarded with that, with a national title run to satiate himself before he can challenge for the world title again. So
no,
that's a no. What are you saying no for, Logan? You were Mr. How You Know.
No, as in
last episode.
How you know?
Right.
Two things. One, Kesha.
No, with a K and a W.
Yeah, right.
The Kesha Fletcher match is great. I don't know if you saw the article that came out recently about like Fletcher did an interview where they thought he got injured on that collision pre-tape, which turned out to be dehydration. But he apparently, I think, lost a lot of, and you kind of see it in his physique. He still is built, but he's definitely slimmed up a lot.
Yeah, he looks lean.
Very lean for his injury, and I think it's a lot of how he's been able to work out since then and stuff. But he's had a lot of in-ring nerves recently, where he basically, people thought he started throwing up and heaving and stuff backstage after one match. The people thought he was injured, and he was just severely dehydrated. And
Yikes.
I'm Mountaineers, not Mountaineers, but I forget what I was saying, didn't eat enough, didn't do a lot of stuff, and he's now it's a mental thing. He said he almost did it again after the Takeshita match. Luckily, he didn't. So he said he's luckily working with the AEW doctors to work through that. But I'm happy to see him back, and this match really had a tenacity to it, and an energy that it felt like Fletcher was just trying to capitalize on every opportunity, and it's very
that's what I'm saying when I say snap and that they're really fucking chasing for it for that win.
Yeah. The big baby's gonna get the title back at Wembley. But as for the Andrade and Mark Davis thing, when he was if you beat Jake Doyle, we'll give you a shot at the national title. I went, no. no. Pick another title, Don. Give him the Jet. Give him Fletcher. You don't have to give him Davis. Please, Davis needs that title more than any of these other two guys. Please.
I fear that we're the only real dunkers in the AEW fan.
Hey,
Logan. So
we are growing after this Saturday, brother. We'll get into that later.
I hope so.
There are dozens of us. Dozens! But yeah, I was like, well, that sucks. But also, I mean, I love Andrade, so I'm not like mad, but I am. He could have taken the Jets title. He go with the Jet.
Mm-hmm.
That make more sense. But yeah, then after Andrade gets that, he basically says that he wants to take on all these guys and baits them to come after him. And who was it? It was Cage, Knight, and was it Davis that came after him?
Doyle.
Yeah, Cage, Knight, and Doyle come chasing after Andrade in the 5-piece suit. They run backstage.
Logan, I forgot about this until you started describing the setup here, and I got really, really.
They go backstage. They can't find Andrade. Darby.
Wait, this was the only segment I watched from AEW this week.
Darby spawns in with skateboard and immediately gets jumped. He's trying to fight back. He's getting beat up. And Kevin Knight or I think at one point there is a bag on the ground. And they barely touch it and it's not booby trapped. And Kevin Knight and Jake Doyle are holding Darby, and he's about to get hit with a skateboard, and Brian Cage puts it above his head and kind of hesitates for a second. I'm like, what's he waiting for? And you realize what he's waiting for because the skateboard explodes onto his face. And then the camera pans to Kevin Knight.
Make a Curb Your Enthusiasm ass fucking pan.
Turns over, pans to Andrade holding some type of switcher.
Some kind of
gizmo. Some kind of contraption. And
the Andrade
and Kevin Knight goes, "It was you! You did it!" And Andrade looks at him and he goes, "How you know?" And then beats and then Darby and Andrade beat up Kevin Knight and Jake Doyle. That's how he.
Because you had the fucking switch in your hand, dumbass.
That switch could be for anything. That switch. That might be his TV remote. Oh, Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper want to quit. He
Did
want
he
to
leave?
quit. He just slammed the camera down.
Oh man. No, it's not very good.
This is a good use of how
It's bad.
I keep saying it.
Say.
No, it was not. Andrade doing Looney Tunes. This is a good use of how you know.
It's too avant-garde for you, Jack. It's just
Oh my god, bro. Oh man, maybe you're right. Actually, fair enough.
I can't believe you forgot about that, Cooper. I was like, that's the big part of the segment, other than the Andrade.
I did. Well, I was trying to live my life. He
had blocked it out. He hated it so much.
I went to therapy for a long time. And I learned a lot of tricks about how to manage my emotions and all that sort of stuff, and all of it just fucking went right out the window the second that I fucking remembered this. And it's not good. But he's gonna get a fucking title reign over it.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do I know? I guess. Fuck me. So but yeah, then we moved on to a decent little tag match with the official Death Riders team of Will Ospreay and Jonathan Moxley. They are now fully integrating Will into the Death Riders. He's not just a friend anymore. And they took on the former DPW World Tag Team Champions, the Workhorsemen, JD Drake and Anthony Henry, now super friend of the show, Anthony Henry. Thank you for the like on my stupid little Twitter post. But I did ask our pal Anthony to, and I quote, take this goofy ass AJ Styles cosplayer to NWA Wildside, and he did not do that because he lost, but he put up a good effort. Although he wasn't really in the ring with Ospreay that much, he was mostly in there with Mox. Drake got some cool shit in with Ospreay though, I saw some people, pundits and journalists, as they like to call themselves, complain about the length that this particular match was given, because they think the Workhorsemen are just, whatever jobbers that should be squashed in less than a minute. And to those people, I say, go fuck yourself. You don't know what good wrestling is. Anthony Henry and JD Drake should be given at the very least 15 minutes weekly on television. I love them a lot. But the match was fine. Mostly just existed to give the Death Riders, with pairing with Ospreay, some more momentum going into their respective programs. We got a little thing with Hikaru Shida whenever she gets over her shit catchphrase, the best is Shida, which I will remind everybody once again, it spells out TBIS, not TBS.
The I is silent.
That's not how it works.
It's not silent.
It's not how it works.
It's silent.
Then we got a little package with Willow Nightingale reflecting on the win for the women's casino gauntlet match, going into then we just got the women's casino gauntlet match. Never mind, I was thinking about Collision, as I'm always thinking about Collision. So we had this match for the number one contender slot for the women's title at Redemption, which I always really like these, casino gauntlet matches. I think they're a fun little thing that AEW has introduced. Now, my complaint here is mostly just that it was too short. And if you're going to do this on just like a regular Dynamite or Collision or something, I would maybe make it the main event if it's going to have any spot, because that way you can at least have I would format the rest of the show around it so that you can have as much time as possible to get as many entrants as you can. This one only had, I think, 7 people in it, which is fine. It doesn't have to be like AEW's Royal Rumble, but I kind of want it to be AEW's Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? If it's just comprised of people on the roster already and on the show already, it's cool and it serves a purpose, and the format is fun, but you're missing a certain hook to it, and I think you're going to dilute the concept if you just have it be just another match with people in the company. But so we had Maya World and Athena start things off, because they had already qualified on the last couple of weeks programming, and they start pretty hard and heavy like you'd expect them to. World hits this incredible looking moonsault from off the top, but she does not get the pin yet. The match continues on as we get our next entrance, Sky Blue at number 3, Mina Shirakawa at number 4. Not really a surprise entrance because she has been on the show recently, but a non-signed entrant, Rena from Stardom, came in at number 5. And I did, she impressed once again, as she has been lately. Julia Hart came in at number 6. Thunder Rosa at number 7. Great news from the Thunder Rosa front. She has gone back to actual gear instead of that horrible cut off shorts and football jersey thing that she had going on for a while, but now she's back in the gear. And then making her grand return after, I think, what was it, like a month and a half of injury. The babe with the power, Willow Nightingale, back in AEW. She is a house of fire, running through all of the previous 7 women in the ring. She gets into a really cool looking kind of pairing off here with Maya World. They don't really throw on each other or anything, but there's just like this kind of acknowledgement between the two of them that I think is going to set up for a pretty cool match down the line. I would really love to see Willow and Maya. But yeah, Julia Hart is the unfortunate recipient of the babe with the power bomb, and Willow is going to Redemption to hopefully finally pry that belt from the web of the toxic spider. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We got a little bit more clarification on Collision, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Tony Khan decided to terrorize me, and me specifically, by devoting an entire goddamn 2 minutes of programming to a video package announcing that Jungle Jack Perry re-signed with the company. So I don't know.
Very exciting.
This was needed. Other than just
storyline that took place entirely on Twitter.
100%. This was never ever addressed in AEW.
If you were doing a social media detox for 1 week, you would have missed why this was important.
Yeah. Jack is given some he really is just talking some shit about whatever the what AEW means to him and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, bro, I never thought you were going anywhere.
Yes. How would you know? How you know?
Yeah. Don't you start with me.
What?
Then we get Speedball Mike Bailey's challenge to Mark Davis for the national title on Collision, and we'll get to that later. And then right into the main event of the evening, the AEW World Championship match. One of these little last chance dealios that they like to do sometimes to make things feel really important. Kenny Omega challenging MJF. If Kenny Omega loses, he can never challenge for the AEW World Championship again. Fellas.
Cooper.
This is match of the year. Oh my fucking god! Kenny Omega is the AEW World Champion!
I'm ripping off my shirt right now in remembrance of the time I did it on Wednesday, watching this live.
He came out in the goddamn Ibushi colors, and he fucking made MJF look like a little bitch. I fucking loved it. It was incredible. He kicked out at 1, and he's the only person who's ever allowed to do that ever again. I don't give a fuck. If you're a wrestler who's thinking about kicking out at 1, even if it's at the very start of the match when you're not supposed to be tired, don't do it. Wait until 2. You respect the god of this shit, Kenny Omega. Oh my god. Nobody can do it like him. When he retires, I might stop watching pro wrestling altogether. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. He's so fucking good. Oh my god.
The timeline on Cooper continuing to do this podcast dwindles after every episode because he finds something else to get him out.
Any reason for him to finally stop watching
this match was everything I wanted, mainly because Kenny won. It was a little chippy at the start. I felt like there was a lot of...
No, it wasn't. It was perfect from start to finish.
Well, I'm going to continue what I was saying. it was a little chippy at the start. I felt like it worked in the storyline, which was Kenny was very nervous about losing his career because there was some like he overextended a flip at one point and then stuff.
Exactly, that's part of it. It's part of it. The tapestry that they're weaving.
But yeah, once this match got like really started to go, it kept going. What was that? Reverse Hurricane Rana off the top, spiked him on his head into the Heat Seeker. I almost bid on that.
Oh,
and the way Kenny kicked out, which is like a spasm more than it was like a straight kick out, like his body just wouldn't let him, was like perfect. I didn't even mind the Ospreay interference that much because it kind of set it up earlier in the show. And as much as I said I didn't flinch, whenever they had that Ospreay promo with MJF at the start of the show, I was like, uh-oh. Please no. The kick out at 1 is again what Cooper's saying, indicative of there will be nobody ever that is Kenny Omega once he leaves, and there's nobody better. Can you guys not hear me?
Sorry, I think you're good now.
He's cutting
for just a little bit there. You were cutting out, but I think it's fine to fix it.
I don't think there will be anybody ever like Kenny Omega in the history of wrestling, and
it's still happening.
I'm going to leave and come back.
Oh, you're good. That was really funny. I was like, surely this is the last time.
I thought so too. I was looking at you.
Well, as I was saying for a third time, there is nobody in the history of wrestling quite like Kenny Omega, and this is indicative of that. Like the kick out at 1 spot has irked me very much and has been overdone recently, but I like jumped out of my seat when he did it here and was like, "Rah! That's how you do it!" Nobody does it better than him. Like everybody tries to copy him to diminishing returns. Especially it was hilarious having Ospreay by the ringside, who is exactly the perpetrator of that. But yeah, finally getting those 3 V triggers back to back to back, just killing that piece of garbage named Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and finally hitting the One-Winged Angel. No kicking out of it there to hoist up that title. It felt good. It felt right. It felt just. Professional wrestling is saved once again for as long as Kenny Omega holds this world title. Am I right, Cooper?
I concur wholeheartedly. Yes. If loving old man thank you title reign from Kenny by God Omega is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I'm pretty happy about it. I might have to tune in for some of these matches because he really is great.
Well,
I love Kenny. I think Kenny is a very easy wrestler to love. You don't hear of many people who dislike him, at least in 2026.
Mm-hmm. The word on the street is, Jack, they might be running another Omega Kata match at Redemption. Would you tune in for that?
Oh, for the one just happening in like a week or two.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think I'd ever not watch a match in that series, even if I thought the last one was, they were obviously a lot older. For the title, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
And I'll probably watch the Ospreay rematch too, even if I think it will annoy the fuck out.
Man, you got to get together so we can watch like we did last time.
Sure.
When we watched Cooper on the big screen.
Yeah. See if we can watch Cooper on the big screen. See if we can spot him.
If they pan up to the nosebleeds, then you'll maybe get to see me on the big screen. But probably not until then. So, hey, we talked about all that shit about how much we love Kenny, and I do love him unconditionally. But Kenneth, between me and you, King, what's the deal with the eyebrows? Can we maybe get those? Can we get those back maybe at some point? I don't know what that's about. But no, he looked great. And speaking of, I suppose, the elite, we had I don't know, a development on what I have regrettably maybe called the A show of AEW Collision. Ring up the tune. Da, 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 da. It's the Collision Minute, where Cooper talks about how sometimes, you say things and maybe you mean them in the moment, and then you come to regret them a little bit. But starting off this episode, announced the day of, I believe, or not, maybe not the day of. I think it was maybe like the day before, but announced on very short notice. For this edition of Collision, coming to you from Roanoke, Virginia. Lovely Roanoke, Virginia, by the way. I've been quite recently. They have a beautiful little downtown. And you know who else is from Virginia, fellas?
Hangman Adam Page.
Who else? Oh,
that is correct. Yes. Stephen Waltz is from Aarons Creek, Virginia. I assume that is only a hop, skip, and a jump away from Roanoke. And he has been gone for a little bit. Regardless of what, internet related shenanigans people think might have been responsible for said absence, I don't actually think that was any of it. I think probably he had either another kid, or he was just kind of tired and just wanted a break. I don't really think that Tony Khan gives much of a shit about the fact that his, former top guy is best buds with a pedophile, because, hey, I don't feel comfortable saying that his current top guy isn't necessarily best buds with a pedophile. I don't know any of these people. But keep that in mind, I guess, whenever you see Hangman Page, is that he, at least has the brazenness to pose for pictures out in front of Cracker Barrels with his pedophile friends. So, anyways, back to the actual programming itself and how he's used on the show. He comes out with bad hair, by the way, too short. He's got to let those curls rock. That's how I like my Hangman to look. But and he talks about gardening for fucking 5 minutes. Talks about all the plants that he grows now. Which, hey, buddy, that gimmick was real cute on Blue Sky, but I can't rightfully justify you taking up precious professional wrestling television time with it. Talking about, I don't know, your weeds and pollen and shit. But part of the thing also I'm saying, I think he might have been out for whatever medical reason. He says he wishes he didn't know so much about cervical radiculopathy, which I don't know what that is. It sounds bad. So I assume that he was getting a little bit of work done on his body. And he does bring up the Texas Death match with MJF, and that he can't ever challenge for the AEW Men's World Championship again. But that he, appreciated seeing Kenny Omega get it, and that, Kenny deserved that win. But just because he cannot challenge for the Men's World Championship again doesn't mean that he can't challenge for any the championship in AEW. And in fact, he calls out just about every other champion in AEW. The TNT title, held by somebody he calls a former partner and current dipshit, Kevin Knight. The national championship, held by Mark Davis, and the Continental Championship, held by Mox, and the International Championship held by Kyle Fletcher. all of those are matches that I admittedly would be pretty interested to see. I think that Hangman is capable of having good matches with all those people. He is still quite a good wrestler, I think. And he just kind of goes out on sort of a big rah-rah, like I'll beat everybody's ass kind of thing. So I guess we'll see how they reincorporate Hangman into programming down the line. I don't know what plans they have for him for All In. That is going to be kind of the big test of where they see him now. I've seen some people suggest maybe another match with MJF, which I don't know. I think I'm maybe good on that for a little while. But any of those other title matches that he laid out, I think could be capable of taking a spot on that card. The truth of the matter is, he's still a big deal to this company, and they're still going to feature him really, really prominently. I think they just gave him this little bit on Collision because it was in basically his backyard. So, that is my thoughts on old Hanger's return. And then we got into the actual matches of this show, of which I will only be talking about two. The opening match, which was for the ROH World Championship, Bandito defending his belt against Shibata of the Ops in what was a pretty fun little match. Shibata is not putting on his working boots necessarily, as he tends not to in AEW, but Bandito is a great champion as always, and does try really, really hard to get the crowd into a match that had basically zero build, and he kind of succeeded towards the end of that stretch there. I would maybe seek that one out. Not a match of the year by any stretch, but definitely a fun time. And the only other match that I'm going to talk about is also a very fun time. Maybe not match of the year quite for me, but pretty goddamn close. For that national title held by Mark Davis, he was defending against the man who had called him out on Dynamite, one Speedball Michael Bailey, and fellas, they fucking tore it down with each other. God, the crowd ate this shit up. It really woke them up. After a big stretch of people talking with each other, I think Bailey is kind of hard. I think to not have like a at baseline like pretty fun match with, and Mark Davis is, I think, in a 3-way tie right now in my personal spreadsheet for having the most matches of the year, alongside Claudio Castagnoli and Big Hosh. So that should tell you what I think about that guy. I think Bailey always works well with like these big stocky dudes. We saw another similar version of this with Jake Doyle a couple of weeks ago on Collision, which I do think is a match of the year contender. But the ways that he works around this kind of like size and power differential is really cool to see, and the strengths that he has in his strike game and in his aerial stuff makes it a lot more neck and neck than you would initially think. If maybe he had gotten that crazy shooting star knee drop thing on Flush, then maybe he could have been walking into Dynamite as the new national champion, but he took just a step in the wrong direction, and Davis snatches him up hits that close your eyes and count to fuck for the pinfall and retains that belt. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Kyle Fletcher, who was on commentary for this match and was fucking hilarious. He was absolutely, tearing it down for his boy Davis. When they get up into the announce table, when Davis hits that god awful pile driver that doesn't break it, he just thuds Bailey's head onto the announce table, and Kyle Fletcher's like slamming his hand down, showing like, "Yeah, let's go, baby." That's what I thought it was really, really fun. But on the whole, not a bad episode of Collision, but they're not reaching the heights that last week did. So
I want to say for the record that the Mark Davis and Speedball match was the best match I watched on Saturday. That came out on that Saturday, and I loved every second of it. And there are dozens of Mark Davis fans, and we are growing, Cooper. The Twitter fandom has realized he is not. Sometimes there is no Marty Jannetty. Sometimes maybe both.
Well, no, there is a Marty
Fletcher
in Aussie.
Yes, we've known this, but the rest of the world, they don't understand it, and they think our big burly behemoth of a man, Mark Davis, is somehow inferior. Nah, I say. But with that being said, I think it's time to wrap this show up. And when we come back next week, we're going to be fully into G1 season. And
you'll have watched all matches?
Well, there's only going to be one match, one day, I think, right? Because it starts on Saturday, right?
No, it's Saturday and Sunday.
Blah.
The test begins.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. With that being said, it's time. It's going to be a real interesting month in the podcast. I'm not going to watch. AEW is going to be on the back burner for the whole month. Cooper's going to have to do segments by himself.
Oh, my God.
But that being said, it's time to hit that outro. Thank you for listening to Strong Style Pro Wrestling Podcast. That has been it for us this week, but we will be back next week with another few hours of rousing wrestling content. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us at Strong Style. Me and Cooper have been pretty active there as of lately. You can follow me at Philo Hurst. You can follow Jack at Average Dark. Cooper doesn't have a singular social media, but Cooper, would you like to say any last words?
It is lonely being the one last true AEW segment. I will wear this badge with honor.
We are on all your podcast players of choice: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. If you are listening on YouTube, please like, comment, share. Tell you what you love. Tell us what you hate. Tell us how much you love Seiya Sanada's fits, or should I say the Sonata collection hits Chicago. And if you are listening in India, we do appreciate you the most. We will see you guys later. Goodbye. Dang, does it feel right to say this, baby. And good night.